money, them a thief. And them a sell out the beach. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy Kenyan, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch a line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again. Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 promises done and them not deliver. Cut up the youth and rough and it's going in our river. Them a bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them smell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start and people them fell. Deep on me. What they treat the market man. Deep on me. What them a treat the cat man. Deep on me. What they treat the peanut man. Deep on me. What them a treat the dirt man. Deep on me. What them a treat the sun man. Deep on me. What them a treat policeman. Deep on me. All them a treat soldier man.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we lovely. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
It is Easter Sunday. We are 1 hour ahead in London. A further 1 hour ahead, given now we're 6 hours ahead. Good morning and welcome to 30 Pieces of Silver. Take my name out on a filthy mouth. Can't bother with a pretty fabricated word. Take my name, he said, out on a filthy mouth. Are you talking to me and the other vloggers? Are you talking to them alone, Christoph Dunn? I want to know if that involves me. Take my name out on the mouth. Good morning. It's Easter Sunday. I'm still on my about the place. Thank you all for being here. And this Easter Sunday morning, looking at our 30 pieces of silver politicians, because boy, have they not sold us out. And not only that they have sold us out, but cheaply. And if you take time with me, I can barely see in front of me. But good morning and welcome. Good morning to those on the X, to those on the Twitch, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Good morning and welcome to Global Television. This morning, coming to you from the West Midlands, and we are looking at our 30 pieces of silver. Was looking at the 30 pieces of silver that our politicians regularly sold us out for. 30 pieces of silver. But how bright is Christoph Dunn? I come tell we say. Take him name out of your mouth. Here, let's cut a deal, Christoph Dunn. Come out of the country's business. Account for what you cannot account for. Give back what you have stolen. Because your wife can't trust you, we should have known a long time that we can't trust you. Stuff done, is it not? But we're going to ask question about Archer, if an Archer rob you. We are going to ask questions about Archer Funeral Home, Christoph. Whether it want to rob you, or you want to go to a lawyer, you want to sue us, go ahead. But it doesn't mean that because Christoph with upon Westmoreland Beach, I walk and catch Jugsman at night, him and him businessman friend. Well, we from Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth know say all of the drugs deal between politicians and businessmen happen right on the beaches. We grew up seeing it. If you no want go sue me for sit on a crime, go and go sue me, Christoph Tan. But until you can answer the questions with regards to Archer Funeral Home, if you've got any shares in it, any ownership in it, any business, personal business dealings with it, Christoph, and then you should be able to tell us why, if a person died at Black River Hospital and a postmortem is needed to be done, Christoph, then that body has to be taken to Archer. Explain that. Is it that you don't have pathologists going around the country anymore in that assize circuit system they used to do? 1 second they are in eastern Jamaica, the next they are in northern, then they are in central Jamaica. So pathology get done within that going around the nation cycle. Is it that, Christopherton, the deal for post-mortem is being given to Archer? If that is so, let us know the deal. And if there's any personal cut, Christopherton, behind the deal. Remember, say, from Southwest St. Elizabeth, we know you as crook and fraudster, Dr. Tufton. We also know you as a nepotist and a baby killer. Because you were aware, Dr. Tufton, of the virus, the bacteria in our hospital killing babies. And what did you do, Dr. Tufton? Push the report when nobody can see it. Good morning, Sunshine, good morning. Untainted Congo, good morning. Natalia Freeman, Anthony R, good morning. David Jervis, JamaicanTV.com, good morning. Noel Williams, good morning. Lilith Foster, good morning. Kareem Wilson, good morning. OPPS official, good morning. Beulah, good morning. Patricia Matthews, good morning. Good morning and welcome to you all. Sharon Peart, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining this morning. I don't know why Dr. Tufton think because he might walk and threaten us about legal challenge. It means we're going to put we lip on surgery machine and stitch it, Raymond. So we don't call Dr. Tufton name, Devine Hamilton. We don't call out Dr. Tufton nepotism. Like when Dr. Tufton have him and his son have the rice deal of bringing fake Chinese rice into Jamaica, calling Richards. Like when Dr. Tufton know of the bacteria in the hospital of Benesadoki. Happy Easter to you all. A killer of the baby them, Dr. Tufton, hide it from the nation, perspective power, while babies were dying. This same Dr. Tufton who cannot tell us what happened to 400 million of COVID funds. This Dr. Tufton is telling us not to call his name. The same Dr. Tufton who cannot account for a portion of $1.3 trillion from the national health budget. Carol Clark, good morning. This same Dr. Tufton, I come tell we say, if you take him name out of him out, what? We don't have to ask about Archer. We don't have to ask what dealing. We hear say you have ownership or shares in an Archer. If so, we want to know. Tash, good morning. If so, we want to know. So you can't just come tell us, Though call your name. Douglas Allen, good morning. If we have questions to ask, what do you want us to do? If we have information to give the public, what do you want us to do? A lot of people have been questioning Archer, even before this issue comes up, because I know of this situation where if people die at Black River Hospital and need postmortem, Miranda Rodder, they are sent to Archers. So we need to know, Dr. Tufton, what the deal with Archer and Dr. Tufton or the Ministry of Health. You can't just come threateningly. I know the first you approach with this bad man politics. Like anything we hear, we should just shut up. We're not going to shut up, and we're not going to stay silent, because of all the politicians in the Jamaica Labour Party, we are watching you because we know you have political ambition to become leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. And we know you are a crook, Dr. Tufton. We know you're a criminal, Dr. Tufton. You allow our babies to die when you, Minister of Health, could have done something about it. You, Minister of Health, is allowing our people to die in traumatic accidents on the street because the National Health Service money, Dr. Tufton, is being swindled out night and day, and no primary care, no first aid or viable primary care or hospitals are depleting. And all we can see is personal business deals. Government officials who just raise them salary by 300% is still looking after their personal business rather than the business of the people, which they've been paid to do. Delroy Henry. So come out with your bad man and your usual labor bullyism. It's just not gonna work. Start see if you can try to answer some of the questions then. Because the questions are going to get more. And they're going to get more difficult. Why you want Jamaica people to be silent? You know how much money it costs St. Elizabeth people when you send a body to Archers and keep it there for weeks, and then the family, after you finish accumulating your weeks or days of billing with Archer, then that family member, and whichever funeral parlor from St. Elizabeth, is going to look after that family loved one, will have to pick up a huge bill at Archers, Dr. Tufton. We want to know the reason for that. We want to know when a person dies in Black River, and if there's postmortem needed, John Brown, they have to go to Archers. It's not like it's not happening. It's not like it's not true. I personally know of it. An incident like this took place at Black River Hospital only weeks ago. So now go on like say, well then Jamaica people must go into utter silence because Dr. Tufton said, if we not call me name, I'm going to filth him out, JP. there's going to be legal problem. Me love legal problem, Dr. Tufton. Because you couldn't sue till you drop a dot, you don't have penny I get round here, so. Tell we say you know crook and fraudster. And that we know you find a Western St. Elizabeth politics. Dr. Tufton. Tufton need to answer that question, perspective power. Is he a shareholder at Archer's funeral home? And if he's not a shareholder at Archer's funeral home, can you tell us the business dealings with Archer's funeral home and the Ministry of Health? Is there a contract? Because they've given contract to load of these funeral parlor. Say for Black River Hospital, the mortuary at Black River Hospital has been closed for quite a long time. When anyone dies at the Black River Hospital, automatically they go to the Brown and Sons funeral parlor in Black River, because that's the funeral parlor that has the mortuary contract with the Black River Hospital. So we want to know, Dr. Tufton, across the country, how much of these contracts exist with funeral homes, and if indeed, Dr. Tufton, Archers is one of them. JC, Jamaican Carlos TV, JC TV, good morning, well done. It is important for Christopher to tell us, do you have shares in Archer's funeral home? Or if not, Dr. Tufton, is there a contract between Archers and the Ministry of Health? Is there a contract between Archers and the Ministry of Health? Because I know that if a body dies, if someone dies at Black River Hospital and no postmortem is required, then it goes automatically to Browns and Son funeral parlor. If the person dies and a postmortem is required, then the body goes to Archer. Explain to us, Dr. Tufton, what is the reason for that? Remember, so we wait years now, Dr. Tufton, for a long explanation in your policing activities. We want to know, Dr. Tufton, the outcome of the case where you did the policing on the beach in Westmoreland, where you and your businessman friend, Dr. Tufton, arrest, is it Honduras or Puerto Rican drug smuggler? Pan Westmoreland Beach, Ministry of Health, policing Tufton. Les, good morning and welcome. So now come check me with that one you don't afraid and nobody, Dr. Tufton. That one you, Dr. Tufton, will stand up to any bully. Bully like you, bully like Andrew, bully like Andrew baby mother, and the whole of them. We're not afraid of bullies. Where Mark Golden a par. You know, so when Mark Golden turned up to the bully, how the bully went into an absolute meltdown. Because one of the shocking things for a bully is to really stand up to them robustly. And then you will see they go down into a panicking meltdown. Because never have they thought, never have they thought that they would be toppled in such a way. So don't come tell me, Dr. Tufton, keep me out of your fabrication. Tufton tells vloggers, who you talk to? Me sure you not talk to me. Hmm? You must have talked about Carlos and then one when you're ready to fight. You're ready to fight Carlos. Are you talking about those when you're ready to fight Christoph then? Hmm? Because we know you're hugging up and we will roll in a dot with you like hug. Because the only way to fight a hug, Christoph, is to roll in a dot with them. The difference is when we done, we are going to get up and wash off. But Christoph are going to still be the same old hug, same old thief, the same old crook, the same old baby murderer, the same old two-time wife, the same old drug dealer. Punk Westmoreland Beach, Dr. Tufton. Hmm? Tell me, take my name. You think me a Jamaican journalist? We're afraid, are you? Hmm? You think we are Jamaican journalists? We're afraid of you, so we're going to shut up. When Dr. Christopherson talk about in lawsuit, when the criminal talk about in lawsuit, we're going to run into silence and we're going to chimble. We're going to run into silence and chimble. Because we are fools. We are fools, Dr. Tufton. One of Jamaica's scammer. How much money under your portfolio? How much money under your portfolio that has been unaccountable for? How much money under Dr. Christopherson portfolio that's been accounted for? Millions, hundreds of millions in COVID money. Hundreds of millions that could have buy a lot of equipments and bed and general stocks across our health service. Money that could have finished Cornwall Regional Hospital 3 times over, 10 times over. And all we hear every day from Dr. Tufton, it is going to cost more to do it. Is that not criminal activity? If all you can do is keep spending the country's money without any accountability, every day the bill for Cornwall Regional Hospital increases. And we're having no explanation as to why it's increasing. Neither are we having any update of when we're going to see Randy Thompson, of when we're going to see an operational completion of Cornwall Regional Hospital. When will we see a national rollout of emergency healthcare ambulance services across the country? It's not that we don't have the money to do it. I mean, 3 departments stole more than the national budget for this financial year. Of course we can do it. Grace McLean alone stole 124 million. You know the amount of investment that could be in Ministry of Education? Favor Williams stole a fraction of 1.7 trillion out of the education budget. Not to mention where Andrew Holness and Mother Foster Allen thief and spend lavishly when they were at the ministry of Education. What happened to a dead baby them, Christopherson? What happened to the rice where your son use kill off Jamaica people? The plastic rice, the outdated don't good rice, Christopherton, where your son, you and your son Christopherton, I use kill off Jamaica people in our no dealings with a Chinese counterpart. What? We don't have to talk about that too. We don't have to talk about the COVID money. Hundreds of millions of it. And not a dime were given to the Jamaica people. Because under the furlough system, the government, them in a foreign look after we for about 2 years. At one time, me ever hear say Jamaica people get 10,000 Jamaican dollar from the government. Foreign government keep we afloat through the whole of the lockdown. Jamaica people were under one of the strictest lockdown without any help from government. Government do the worst tune out there. Even though there was fines for COVID violation in England. If you get fined, if you get seen the first time, which is something that was really enforced, and we have an option where we can get a COVID thing if you put around with neck, so we don't have to wear masks if we don't want to. Pamela Okola, good morning. Patrick Evans. Pin down the people them for 2 years without any help. Even when America, China, India, Britain, the EU, Canada, all of them people there, Georgia Dennis, good morning. All of them people that send money to help Jamaica people through the years of COVID and lockdown. And uno take it. And to date, we can't give an account fee over 400 million, if not more. Jamaica people never inherit a dime out of it. We don't take it and buy vote with you. We don't take it and run an election campaign. And you say Christopher Tufton, I come tell you, say, not to call your name. Update about the drugs bus. Update about the drugs bus. Make we see if you're good at policing. Make we switch you to national security and put the blind man of health. But don't come check no way. Camina go stay silence. Anybody else go stay silence, not me. Thieving done. Is it a freehold or a leasehold you have in that building where Nigel Clark rent find you? Nigel with a ring. I wonder if Nigel with a ring what sort of cozy deal would it be between Nigel with a ring and Don? When was that building bought? Is it a freehold or is it a leasehold? And the retrofitting of the building, Nigel Clark, not just that building, but those buildings. Who is responsible for the retrofitting? Is it the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, or Dunn and others who you are Dunn and others who you are renting those buildings from? Maxine comments. Good morning. The business of Jamaican people has become the profiteering business of politicians and their family and their friends. or politician has become or politics or parliament has become a playground. Just look at where we are. Look at where our politics is. Where everybody turned on Palmer Golden with you. I wonder, Noel, is it sweetheart deal in the words of sweetheart deal are done? I want Nigel sweetheart. I just asking, because you know Nigel loves to hide behind him ring. I'm going to come sue me, Nigel Clark. Nigel behind the ring. Blue Wave. Good morning. Come from behind the ring, Nigel. And come sue and come explain the deal to us. With you and Dunn. And others who you're giving Jamaica people money to. For dopey sleeping at the building them at night time. Dopey that they are day and dopey that they are night. And Jamaica pay to host dopey. How much of our teachers that are dying suddenly, Christopher, is a consequence of what you and Andrew Holness enforce upon them and the nation? We young, chirping, bright, shining teacher them. We since on a barbarous inoculation. We teach them just a drop left, right, and center. While at the same time, the education system and the healthcare system is a woeful crime. We don't know, say two things exist in a Jamaica and two things they care about, because that's all they care about. Highways and social housing. Two of the biggest lies of the Andrew Holness regime. Because his version of social housing is a lie compared to what it was created for. And the highway them, where I make it look like a Labour government, they were a lot of them were well on the way or signed off by the Portia Simpson Miller administration. So when you look at this government tenure since 2016, their achievement is heartache, sorrow, and devastation for the Jamaica people. That's what the achievement of the Jamaica Labour Party is about. They have not achieved much, really. They have not achieved much because they cannot tell you what their progressive policies that they've implemented. It's just a hitchhiking from the Jamaica Labour Party. Don't touch Juliet. Of course, why not? Everybody would start to understand that. Because if she protect your criminality, because we don't want to call it other nice words, but a criminality, when Nigel Clark is doing with the country's budget, is criminality. If me and you go in our workplace, go do it, we are prison and we lose our job. So when Nigel did sit down and do with your money, Michelle McIntosh, is criminal activity. Nigel Clark, with his department, is the one that is responsible for our finances. And for 10 years, various departments across government cannot account for the nation's money. And Nigel has sat on his hands, allowed these permanent secretaries across various departments to have not submitted their yearly financial record, which ought to have been done. This same Nigel, what in office cannot account for $1.7 trillion, which he should have sought accountability from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, and from the office of the Prime Minister. Winston Montauk, good morning and welcome. These are the people we are come tell we say. We don't have to call them name. We must not call them name. And we know so them are commit crime against the Jamaican people. We know they're committing crime against the purse of the Jamaican people. You know how, if they can be using $1.3 trillion to run the country for a year, imagine what they could have done with 1.7 trillion that they have stolen. There's more money being stolen out of the country than that is running the budget. How come Jamaica don't have no money? How come Jamaica can't afford ambulance? How come Jamaica cannot afford X-ray, CT, MRI, and dialysis machine? Untainted Kangal, fiscal prudence mean just walk and dash it up, make we friend them pick you up. And that fiscal prudence mean make sure you throw the money in a fill friend them direction. It is what for that very reason why them go mash up White River and place like what's him call it? Blue Lagoon and all that, because poor people can't be making so much money, especially out of the tourist dollar. So we have to make sure we mash them up. We label them as criminal. We label them as thugs. And we mash them up. And we take it over from them. Cosmata Rhythm Killers, good morning and welcome. Not hearing anything, sound gone. You're the only person I'm getting that from. Log out and come back, kid. Oh, you said it comes back. Thanks. So these criminals can't tell us enough to call them name. If you want to go and sue Dr. Criminal Tufton, go and sue us. But I know how to hold you up in court, Dr. Tufton, by subpoena evidence from the Ministry of Health or from Dr. Tufton's financial record as a public figure that I know, Dr. Tufton, you won't be able to release, and you don't want to release in the public, Dr. Tufton. So come, make we play the legal brouhaha. You come sue and make me subpoena the evidence for my defense, because it's public record. May I go subpoena Dr. Tufton. I wonder if you go quick to show up the public record them, where even the Auditor General on a pushback from Michelle Monica Rada, Horton, good morning. Where even the Auditor General on a pushback pan to have access to certain documents. You ready to go to a legal debacle, thieving, Christopher Tufton, lying, scamming, fraud, fraudster, nepotist, drug dealer, Gunman Christopher Tufton, are you ready for that type of debacle? Are you ready to release public record from the Ministry of Health under a legal subpoena? I don't know who is ready to go to it with you. I am. Go on, go sue me. Go on, go sue me, but be prepared that I'm going to subpoena the government's record as evidence. Go on, Dr. Tufton, go sue me. Let me subpoena your public record, Mr. Criminal. Let me subpoena what you knew when you killed our babies. Go on, go sue. And when we talk, say you have shares or ownership in an Archer, go on, go sue. Because we will subpoena contractual records from your department. And we are government in a war. And who no want silence? And who these criminals are trying to silence? What? Because you get away with adultery. You think you're going to get away with scamming and drug dealing and nepotism and fraud? You get away with adultery because the shields them don't want to be in a debacle with you. But we're going there with you. Go on, go sue Dr. Criminal, Dr. Drug Dealer, Dr. Baby Killer Tufton. Go on, go sue. But be prepared, Dr. Tufton, for a legal showdown. Colin Jones. Go and go sue Dr. Tufton. Me there, I'm muscle for you. Me there, I'm muscle for you, Dr. Tufton. Go and go sue. Because I think these are the days when I can just check people with lawsuit and people go into silence. I know the game, Dr. Tufton. Don't forget that. Me not so can't sue me, no. But are you prepared for the game, Dr. Tufton? The game of the art of law, Dr. Tufton. Are you ready for that game? Andy Burham, good morning. Are you ready, Dr. Tufton? Because you are checking people. No? Take many more time about. Otherwise, we're going to have legal problem. Jeanette McIntosh, good morning. Go on, go sue Dr. Tufton. Make we play the legal fangle dangle game. Make we play the legal fangle dangle game. Make we do the whole heap of back and forth and see who are going to waste more money, Dr. Tufton. Me can do legal work on my behalf. I don't know about you. Me can represent myself, Dr. Tufton. I've got the knowledge and the legal capability to do it. So me not go waste no money. And the longer, Dr. Tufton, you take for release any record that I have subpoenaed, the longer the fracas will continue. Or what? Is it because you're willing to waste the country money, or because you're willing to thief the country money? Just like how Nigel Clark and Dunn and the others sit down, a grin and a laugh after the Jamaica people. After the Jamaica people are pay them for house duppy and silence in a building. Who is responsible for the retrofitting of those buildings? that have not been done yet? Is there a contractual deal to have the building retrofitted for tax administrative purposes? Can we see those records? Nigel behind the ring. Nigel with the wife and children. Hmm? The Nigel Clark that loved to go around hurting men. Dr. Clark with the ring and the wife and children. Who is responsible to get the building up and ready so that Jamaica people, Dr. Clark behind the ring, can stop paying to house silence and ghosts? Because as the report wanna play hopscotch with revealed to us that everybody was trying to protect, among others, Nigel Clark. That's why Nigel Clark end up in our parliament a pounds and prawns like Prince Chicken, or a pounds and prawns like when in the pan you know what at Cliff Hughes RG party on the 31st of December on an annual basis. We're not going to stay silent. It will not happen. We're not going to stay silent. As long as we are thief, and look how much lie and wickedness that little girl there cast in the house from with you. Just because they were covering up for Nigel Clark before the election. This little girl sought to bring professional women, professional women like Miss Monroe Ellis and Miss Curtis, women with integrity, quality, and professionalism under their belt. Look at the disrepute that this little girl, come from nowhere, fall out of the sky and want to come mess up women, self-made women, because these are the women that are career self-made. Them not bed them way up Juliet wholeness. Them not obia them way up Juliet wholeness. Them not use bad man and gunman to pave them way up Juliet wholeness. Them not thief people land Juliet wholeness to pave them way up. This is what our parliament has become. A personal thoroughfare for political prostitute and political pimps. That's what our political landscape has become. Since the budget, have you seen any real business of the people conducting in our political spheres? Because all of what they have been hiding, is coming out. We see the devastation of what these people are doing to poor people in Jamaica. We see the criminal man. We saw where the criminal man criminalized Jamaica people by bucking down them house. And we see the little criminal, bleeding heart, gal, can't sleep at night, Juliet. Juliet will have to turn sideways to pass our mate in the small parliament. Juliet will have to stay upon the ice seat where broke Mr. Thomas' puss neck and I steer down upon our mate at night time, at daytime. Oh, what a heartache. What a pain and a blunder one woman have to go through. God bless makeup. Because if no be makeup, Juliet Wellness. If no be makeup, hey, God bless makeup. Because the things that makeup can hide, Juliet Wellness. And even hiding it with makeup, it is grinning through the makeup because it is so imprint on you. The stress, the burden, the pain, the anger, the frustration, the loneliness, the shame. How can one woman be living like this? You're not afraid of heart attack. You don't want to go to your bed at night time and wake up in the morning and the way how you feel good, you feel like you lay down in your bed and afloat. You don't want to feel so. You want to wake up in a tears. You go to bed in a tears, you wake up in a tears. You go to bed with anxiety, you wake up with anxiety. You go to bed with your hand on your drawer, you wake up with you're a miserable woman. Miserable. You need psychiatric help. I hit me mad out from where you know. Hey! Move out of our way. She a mad so bad. Hey! I'm mad, she a mad out. Yes! Juliet a mad out. Juliet a mad out. Juliet is an oppressor. Juliet is a despot. Juliet is a dictator. Juliet is a thief. Juliet is a criminal. Just like when you say Juliet go buck down the people them farm where they. And same way Juliet Wellness have Dog Paw killed. Because Dashi and Dog Paw was going up for the same contract. Mad, she a mad out. Luana 12, good morning and welcome. Mad, Juliet a mad out. So go and get some help. Because the nation is seeing you for everything you are. The nation is seeing the pain you're carrying on your sleeve. The nation is seeing the stress in your face. It is coming through in your job. No, my dear. It is why you have embarked on disciplinary. That one is not within your jurisdiction. 2, that one you don't understand. And 3, Joan Andrea Hamilton Wilson. You have done if it was in your jurisdiction without giving due process to an investigation and a hearing. Dunce, stress out, making decisions that you are not aware of. And that is when you know people are heavily stressed out. When you see people start making decisions out of personal feelings, out of gripe, out of anger, out of want to satisfy your personal feeling, it means you have lost it. Move on or take a break and get help. You are not the only woman in parliament. Other women can go and sit on the high chair such as Rhoda and others. But if you don't think to say, you figure peacefully. We know we're getting rid of you next September. We've seen it already. And this is why you're a part of why you're also losing your mind, as well as the cover-up for Nigel. That has brought us to where we are after Mr. Golden asks. those questions that turn everything on its head, that exposes the Holness regime and the Jamaica Labour Party. What shall we do with Horace Chang? Will the Americans help us with Horace Chang? If the Americans are serious about gun and drugs crime, how will the Americans help us to stop Dr. Chang importation of drugs in Jamaica, of guns by the container? AK-47 by the container. Will the Americans assist us in helping getting rid of Dr. Chang criminal barbarity in our country, whereas Dr. Chang is importing AK-47s illegally into our country, arming garrisons across Western Jamaica? And who else knows where else in Jamaica Dr. Tufton is arming garrisons in order to keep their oppressive regime over Jamaica? When a thing say crime get out of control under the Jamaica Labour Party is an accident. No, it's a deliberate terrorism tactic to keep the people in fear and in their place. It's a tactic to stop you from pushing back and rising up against the government, because you're so in fear, you have become subjected to just about anything. And number one, members, and most of we know, say, most, if not all, of these gangs are aligned to politicians across our country. The gang them with the hope of big gun and the whole heap of bullet them. Who the thing them a get them a come from? Barefoot boy them. We have your teeth out them woman, them sister and them girlfriend bleaching cream. One thing them would get money to buy guns and bullets. To at the point where they can outshine the Jamaica Constabulary Force in a face-off between any of our many gangs across the country. And the Jamaica Constabulary Force wouldn't be a match for them, given that both groups were armed by the state of Jamaica. The state of Jamaica makes sure it arms its garrisons more than it arms its polices, because it's the armed garrison that keeps government in power. It's the armed garrisons. Kishore Fulton, good morning. It is these armed garrisons across Jamaica that are political stronghold for both sides of the political kind, not just the Jamaica Labour Party. But when it comes to violence, the Jamaica Labour Party have a ruthless way of dealing with violence and stealing. They will still kill you when you tear upon them, and then will empty your purse staring right in your eye. The Jamaica Party had people that they have no remorse. They have no human feeling or political decorum. This is why they could go around and just regularly steal, and they don't want you to talk about it. They want to go around and make all these sweetheart deals. They want to go around and misappropriate the country's wealth, enrich themselves and their friends and their family with all sorts of contractual deal. Criminal flag green, you're at the helm now, but it's a criminal department. Given that you're at the helm now, you have to take the cross for it. But whoever is at Ministry of Agriculture and Mining, a lot of you Jamaicans tend to ignore that office when it comes to criminality. When it comes to criminality across our country, I don't think people zoom in enough, Charmaine Flowers. I don't think people zoom in enough on the Ministry of Agriculture. That mother cohebed of a department, Merv Gordon, good morning and welcome. If I answer Andrew and tell Andrew a crime going down today, hey, if I answer Andrew, but I won't answer Andrew and the crime argument because everybody knows that Andrew has never opened his mouth. And how do we know Andrew Holness is lying in mouth open? It's as simple as that. How do we know when Andrew Holness is lying in mouth open or a camera pipe on him? It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. That's how you know when Andrew Holness is lying. But the ministry, where a lot of people don't focus on, is one of the most criminal aligned ministry in Jamaica. Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. Politicians have a way, whoever, on both sides of the coin, who's running Ministry of Agriculture. You know who them give import license? Them drug dealing and them illegal gun importing friends. A lot of these people who you see get the food the import license through Ministry of Agriculture for bringing in whatever food or what's it or rather in our country. It's a big criminal organization, DCA Smith. It's one of the major criminal organizations, one of the crime breeding organizations in our country. Because a whole heap of drugs and illegal weapon smuggled through that type of business. So politicians can't act with a behave like uptown people and talk to them nicely and hide them secret like we're Gleaner, RJR, and JBC. We're not going to do that. We're here for the people. We're not here for our friends in high places. We're here to say it as we see it. We're not here to give the people more Kool-Aid. Enough of that. Enough of that. It's time for us all to start informing ourselves and thinking. The more we stay into this mental slavery, the better it is. James, how are you? The better it is for these political thieves, fraudsters, and murderers. The sooner we wake up and yank their grubby hands off the country's possession, then the country can start to develop. We can see the spending in our National Health Service, in real social housing, lift poor people out of squalor and poverty, rather than take the National Housing Trust money, go around, go walk and buy, vote by looking for one person in our community, help that one, then have the others stringing on. Shaman Ranger. Stringing on with hope. If joy get fear, me, we get for me one day too. It is time for us, the people of Jamaica, to come together, start networking, and stand up against this tyrannical government. We have been 30 pieces of silver for too long now. Everybody come, sell us go, sell us come, make profit out of it, and we don't earn nothing. Enough of the 30 pieces of silver. It is time for us, the people, to take power into our own hands. We can't do it single-handedly, but as a conglomerate, as a collective, Shauna Smith. As a collective, we can outmaneuver 63 MP, 200 and odd councillors, and about 15,000 police and soldier mixed together. We can outmaneuver them. We're not stupid. We don't have to go in and face off with them. We can unite around them and outmaneuver them. Don't mind them. Look on the skyline, but look down at us. Don't make them push me. Saban went, good morning. He look up on the skyline, because on the skyline where them I show you if you look on them tall building the way I go. And them investor friend them a benefit off of it. But tell them if you look on a duct, and see how much business we people own on the ground. Or people not benefit from the skyline and the high rise. No, are the private people, are the private investors them. We're still the eagle them on the street. We still have to push and cat. How much we have shop pandot? That's what they want if you do, you know. Look on the beautiful skyline and think skyline is the only thing about modern development. It look beautiful in a picture, but is it making a difference for the people on the ground? The majority of the people will make up Jamaica, where Ungo can put up one like a corner shop, or one like a stall, or one like a hand cart, or walk with things in their hand and sell. Is the skyline, when I just talk about, benefiting those people who cannot get a foot up on the property ladder to establish themselves in business and grow? Who them people you talk to? Nigel them can try fool with as much as they want. It's not and will never work. JBC and RGR them days done. I keep repeating that. JBC and RGR days done. So now observer, them still out there mind people business. That we know them from day one. But Uno and the government lie, the gleaner, JBC and RGR. Uno days done. Uno can might as well go mind people business like a star and observer. But not come here and think to say, I don't own the narrative and information anymore. Back of the class. The whole of we find out now. We know politician can pay on to kill a story. Politician can only pay hungry, corrupt vloggers to kill a story. Them can't pay me, because if they were going to pay me, I go turn richer than them overnight. You think none of them are going to do that? If you not buy me out, me have to become richer than Uno overnight. So therefore, no go and buy me out. Because you would have to sell on yourself to buy me out. So don't think the narrative belongs to you anymore. So when you threaten with Christopher Tufton, know what you do. We will run out on you like bees out here. We will run out on you like bees out here, but you don't even know which one I will face sue, but I offer up myself. Make me be the legal martyr. Make me the legal martyr, Dr. Tufton. Me ready to throw myself under the bus in order so other vloggers can rise up against you. Make me you go for in a crowd, Dr. Tufton. Make me you come, Dr. Tufton. Make me you meet round corner. Make me and you, Dr. Tufton, meet round corner. We will solve it this up. But don't think for 1 minute. Me could have wait till Tuesday, you know. Me could have wait till Tuesday for answer you. But me say me not give you so long. Because you would think to say, because your sister, me not call your name. So me have to take time out of my weekend rest break to come tell you, say, I am ready to be the martyr. Dr. Tufton. Wayne Evans, how are you? I am ready to be crucified for the rest of the blogging community. But we are going to call you a thief. We're going to call you a crook. We're going to call you a fraudster. We're going to call you a baby killer. We're going to call you a nepotist. Done with. Good morning. And we are going to say, Dr. Chang have business dealings in Archer's funeral parlor. Is this a personal business dealing, Dr. Chang, or is it a business dealing through the Ministry of Health? Don't bother thing say. We're not going to continue to ask that question. We're going to continue to ask it. It's within our power to ask questions of politicians, especially the crooked ones. 30 pieces of silver. That will continue to sell we out for. As Wayne Evans said, top shelf criminals. Top shelf criminals. Before she can do surgery for her cancer. Oh, Jesus. Dr. Tufton, so we have to call her name, Miss Gordon. Murphy Gordon. Dr. Tufton said, hey, we don't have to call her name. We have to take her name. And if Dr. Tufton know how much bed we couldn't get through a hospital them out of the hundreds of millions of COVID fund with Dr. Tufton thief. The fraction of the 1.7 trillion with Dr. Tufton thief Beres White. Then if you thief so much fun with Dr. Tufton, it is only natural that we ask, is there a business dealings with Tufton and Archer's Funeral Home. Does Dufton own shares in Archer's Funeral Home? Is there a contract between the Ministry of Health and Archer's Funeral Home? Well, when somebody did Tony Duncan, when somebody did a St. Elizabeth, and if there's a postmortem to be done, them have to go. Them have to go up at Archer's Mavis Forbes, go sit down and waste up the family money. Is there a deal with Archer and the Ministry of Health? Or is it that the deal is because Dr. Christopher Tufton have ownership or own shares or have partnership in Archer's Funeral Home? We're going to ask that question every day, Deon Johnson. Every day we are going to ask that question until we get an answer. Because whatever it is, the people of Jamaica are spending a lot of money with Archer. And not just the people of St. Catherine or Spanish Town. People all across Jamaica, because I've seen the very same thing happen to St. Elizabeth people with that particular funeral home. Denise Pierce, good morning. And you know the worst thing about it? One particular case, the postmortem was not done after being there for weeks. And the family with their chosen funeral directors have to go there and pay money to release the body. One don't understand the commotion, shagris that is going on with the business of our country. A whole lot of mess. The country's money is just being drained to upkeep politicians, their family, and their friends. Imagine the money in our country if it was going to the business of the country. Imagine how our country would be developed. Imagine if that money that been swindled from the Ministry of Education were put into our teachers' salary. Imagine those money stolen and misappropriated by Chris Tufton. Imagine he was buying beds with them, CT scan, MRI, X-ray, dialysis machine. Imagine Jamaica have a program of at least 2 ambulances per parish. When there's an accident, stabbing or shooting, speedily first aid care can get to our people until them get to the proper primary care. A lot of our people die across Jamaica because of the state of affair of our national health service. We do not have an emergency health service across a country which is trauma prone. We're prone to accidents and gun and stabbings. Chop up on them something there. And we do not have an emergency service across the country. Imagine those money that have been stolen from the national health budget. Deon Johnson. Imagine those money stolen from the national health budget. were invested in the services of our country. That's when you could call Jamaica an emerging superpower in the Caribbean. Emerging whole country, more like it at the moment. Given what is happening in our parliament, hasn't it become an whole drive since Mark Golden's budget presentation and challenging the bullet and turn everything on its head? Have you seen any business of the people in meaningful conduct? They're all over the place defending and looking after Gillette. Defending and looking after Gillette. Only for us to find out because Gillette is looking after them. Gillette hide things for them. Gillette turn blind eye for them. Gillette prevent report from being tabled for them. We are going to meet you all at Cajun Corner come next September. You can dilly-dally and slow it out and drag it out as much as you want. But be sure the nation is going to meet you at Cajun Corner come next September at the general election. Because the people have seen the current administration for what it is. The worst Jamaica Labour Party administration the country has ever had to endure. We don't even talk about she. We're not going to have to help me buy salt for salt her. The only way we'll get rid of she, we have to dry her, make she tan the ton tiff. So she can just dead like a tande so. But we're going to really have to dry she. It's only so we're going to shut her up, dry her out. So we're going to have to get up and chew salt after her every day. Remember, say when you want to get rid of frog, especially the cockabell looking frog them, a salt, you chew after them. So we're going to have to salt the DPP. Me not have the skill to carry her cemetery and them something there. But me know say treat her like bullfrog and chew salt after her. Maybe that's a way of getting rid of the demons. Because certainly these things in our political spheres we need to get rid of them. Our country is never going to prosper under this crooked regime. My son was mistreated for dengue and went to the hospital with sickle cell cramps. Often running from me. Or Jamaica healthcare system is likened to an abattoir. Denzel Fashion, good morning. It's really likened to an abattoir. You know, when you walk into an abattoir, you know what will happen to you. And that is the Jamaican system we have. Our education system has been fast becoming a ground to produce violence and criminality rather than producing the brilliant education that was coming through in the 80s and 90s from our pre-trained teachers, people who came through the system with knowledge and experience, Them never have to go old master, go get ratified, for teach we good, for make some of we turn out as top educates in society. It is the same government that we see attack the pre-trained teachers system. At the same point, when Jamaican professional teachers are running fast as they can away from Jamaica, and more so, most of the experienced ones, to the point where our education system is fast becoming a bed of cultivation for crime and criminality, because more is coming out worse than those who are coming out better from an educational point of view. So we now going to give up the struggle because we realize that politician is hell-bent on destroying us. It's even more so. Make somebody like me go fight when we know say it's only a fight. It's only coming together. It's only being strategic that we're going to outmaneuver these people. Standing in fear, standing on the sideline in fear, and wait till it reaches your gate is the very wrong thing to do. Oh, hold on one please, 1 minute please. Yo, gang. Him not realize him call me and phone go off. Anyway, sorry about that, people. So we don't realize. So it's a gang warfare going on. And until we, the people, decide to form our own gang to take on the political gangsters, then I will continue in the top and the winning position, because we don't mobilize ourselves, we don't organize ourselves, and we don't centralize ourselves. So them can pick we off one out there. Them can attack we one out there, and then because them have we so splintered and divided, we can just sit down with the hand pan the jam. I shouldn't be me. I shouldn't be me. No, as long as them touch one away, them touch all away. Let us behave like a tree of dry gongo. Touch one away, everything touch here. This is how. This is how we are going to. This is how we are going to take back our power from them, or silence is giving away our power to them, or refusal to demonstrate, or refusal to protest, or refusal to perform sit-ins on this government. We are more giving away our right. Of course, Jamaica jailhouse are of no condition where people should be arrested. But if you continue to be afraid to get arrested, the government is going to take more liberty of you. Because the state of affairs in our country, you're really in a state of emergency, doesn't have to do anything for government and in cronies them to grab you up and violate your human and constitutional rights. Enough of it, people. There's nothing that says we should accept what they are offering, given that we are paying them to offer us that. It is time for rebellion and revolution. Andrea, good morning. That's why the Haitians at the moment are hell-bent and ridding themselves of America imperialism. America will never have me on their side in any war, never mind a war against one of us. I want to thank you all for being here with us this morning, Easter Sunday, on our 30 Pieces of Silver program. 30 Pieces of Silver, Keith Salmon, is what our politicians, have sold us out for and continue to sold our nation to whoever they can and for whatever they can. So I want to thank you all for being here this morning. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, join me back on Tuesday when Global TV will return to studio broadcasting in London. I want to thank you all very much for being here this evening. Enjoy the rest of your Easter break and your Sunday dinner. Thank you all very much and be blessed. May I go walk out the road now, go check my foot and see how things go. So thank you all very much for being here. I really appreciate your support. Hit the like and subscribe button before you go. If you have not yet subscribed to Global Television, please make sure you do so. And also hit the like button and register your attendance before you go. Thank you very much and have a happy Easter period. Be blessed, my globalists. Thank you very much and good morning.